everybody having tea?
Ah, the relaxing sound of a cuppa being poured against a backdrop of rain thundering above our heads on a polytunnel. But this isn't any old cuppa, because this is Scottish tea, grown on a plantation here at Garrocher Market Gardens in Newton Stewart by Angela Hurrell. Angela, I'm fascinated to try this tea. Thank you very much. How did all this come about? How did you end up at a tea plantation in what feels like the wettest part of the world?
The tea likes it wet like this. It's fine. I had an upgrade on my phone, and of course you can get onto the internet on an iPhone, and you can get onto Facebook. And I was playing about with it one day, and I came up with a wee tea company and the wee tea plantation.
This is a wee tea plantation in Perth,
yeah.
Isn't it? Yeah.
And he arranged to come down and see me. Within a month and a half or thereabouts, we ended up with 500 bushes here.
And when was that?
That was last year, that was last summer, nearly a year ago now, August, September last year.
And now we have tea, and we ought to have a taste of this tea. Now, I suspect I'm going to have a very rubbish palate when it comes to tasting tea. So, Kerry, who works on the kitchen garden and is a bit of a tea aficionado. Everywhere we go, Kerry seems to buy tea and have packets of tea secreted away. So Kerry's going to join us in tasting this tea. Is there any way we should be tasting this, Angela?
No, the talk about slurping and things like that, we just put it to the lip and then glug.
What do you think, Kerry?
Very floral.
It is.
Flavour that hits your tongue.
It does. It's a variation on an Earl Grey.
The smokiness in it is so distinct. I could really imagine that having lots of uses in the kitchen.
It probably will, yes. I mean, at the moment we're not doing an awful lot of experimenting in because it's such a rare tea that we haven't got the stocks to actually do that sort of thing.
And you're new.
And we are new.
This is early days.
Well, the first Scottish tea was harvested and it only went up for sale November last year. So we've moved on very, very quickly to have 3 single estates in Scotland in that time.
We've got some of the this is just the dried tea.
That's
here,
just the finished tea, yeah.
Let's have a sniff of that, Kerry. You have a sniff of that.
Wow, I'm taken back to finding those pouches in my granny's drawer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like a lavender smell.
There is. I mean, the
Really
petals.
floral.
The petals will go through salad, and it's quite a sweet petal with a slightly smoky aftertaste to it as well.
So it's got tea leaves in it,
Yes.
but then it's also got additional flavourings.
Yes. Yeah.
So the tea is what kind?
The tea is Camellia sinensis, and Camellia sinensis is the same species throughout the world, and it has been exactly the same for over 4,000 years.
So the tea is tea.
The tea is tea.
But what makes the difference is what else you put into it.
Yeah.
Have we got any tea bushes in here that
We
you
have.
can show me?
These are all tea bushes that surround us.
It's a very unassuming looking little
It
bush,
is.
isn't it?
If you didn't know what it was, you would think it was some sort of privet or bay.
It actually looks incredibly
It
like
does.
bay, except it has a slightly serrated leaf edge.
Yeah.
Otherwise, that looks almost identical to bay.
It's not very far different at all.
How difficult is it to grow?
It's nearly bomb-proof. It really is. It's a very, very hardy strain. It was tested in Italy for about 2 years up on the slopes before we got this. So we've picked a very, very hardy strain.
At what point do you harvest the leaves? At what point in the sort of life cycle of the plant, if you like, or the annual cycle of the
As
plant?
soon as we get the new growth, we take, difficult to show you on these, but we take the top 2 leaves and the bud. And the bud is called a silver needle. And all the teas in the single estates, Scottish single estates, all use the same quality of tea. So the leaf I'm showing you now would be a secondary leaf. We would not pick that for the single estates. It's far too big and it's gone leathery.
How many harvests would you get in a year?
On a good plant that's well established, we can pick about every 30 days from February through to October.
But I imagine you're going to have a lot of bushes if you're just taking that new growth. You're going to need a lot of bushes even to get this this little bit of tea that
That's
we've got in
true.
here.
A good bush that is well established should give you 1 kilo of fresh leaf a year. But ours aren't anywhere near as that size. I mean, that's a 10-year, 12-year-old bush will give you that. But you may only be picking 2 or 3 grams at a time from each bush. But there's several kilos finished of a Garrocher Grey.
I can see on the label that it's traditional black tea, so will we be adding any milk and sugar?
Sugar probably would do very well. You would have to brew it pretty strong for it to take milk, but there's no reason why not. But traditional Earl Greys generally go with lemon.
And a good slab of cake.
And a good slab of cake, yes. I've got a friend that actually has designed some cake just for us to do tea tastings with. And she's been busy in a way with all sorts of different fancies that will complement the smoke in that.
The delight about it is sitting having a cuppa.
Yes.
Is all in a day's work.
It is.
Angela.
And friends love it, so I will never be out of company when it comes to drinking tea.
I don't think we say cheers when we have tea, but we can say cheers and chink cups.
We can.
Here's to Scottish tea.
Here's to Scottish tea.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I was talking to tea producer Angela Hurrell. You're listening to The Kitchen Garden on BBC Radio Scotland with me, Pennie Latin. Back at Samuel